Ever wondered how to make the perfect waffles at home? Well, you're in for a treat. We're about to break down an easy and delightful waffle recipe that's perfect for any time of the day. You'll need some common pantry items like all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Plus, a few wet ingredients like buttermilk, vegetable oil, large eggs, and vanilla extract. It's a simple recipe that anyone can master. So stay tuned as we delve into the step-by-step process of making these delicious waffles. Before we begin, let's make sure we have all our ingredients ready. We'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, which will provide the structure for our waffles. Next, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar for a hint of sweetness, and 2 teaspoons each of baking powder and baking soda to give our waffles that signature fluffy texture. We'll also need half a teaspoon of salt to balance out the flavors. Now, onto the wet ingredients. We'll need 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk, which will help make our waffles tender and moist. Next, a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil for a light, crispy exterior. We'll also need 2 large eggs to bind everything together. And finally, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to add that delicious hint of flavor that makes these waffles truly special. Now that we have everything we need, we can get started on making our waffles. Our first step involves mixing our dry ingredients. We'll start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then we add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Sugar is not just for sweetness. It also helps to create a beautiful golden color in our waffles. Next, we'll incorporate 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This will give our waffles that lovely fluffy texture we all crave. Now, half a teaspoon of baking soda comes into play. It's a little secret to ensure our waffles are delightfully crisp on the outside. Finally, we'll add half a teaspoon of salt to balance out the sweetness and enhance the overall flavor. Now here's the crucial part, whisking these ingredients together until they're evenly combined. This is important because it ensures that each waffle will have the same perfect taste and texture. With our dry ingredients combined, we're ready to move on to the wet ingredients. Scene script. Next, we'll prepare our wet ingredients. Our recipe calls for buttermilk, vegetable oil, large eggs, and a dash of vanilla extract. Let's get started. Take a separate bowl and pour in your buttermilk. Now, buttermilk is a key ingredient here. It gives our waffles a lovely tang and makes them extra tender. Next, pour in the vegetable oil. The oil is going to give our waffles a nice, crispy exterior. Now, crack open 2 large eggs into the bowl. Eggs are going to provide structure to our waffles, and the yolks will make them rich and tender. Finally, add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The vanilla is a small touch, but it will give our waffles a wonderful depth of flavor. Now whisk these ingredients together until they're well combined. You're looking for a smooth, consistent mixture. Don't worry if it's a bit bubbly, that's just the buttermilk doing its thing. Now that we have our wet and dry mixtures ready, it's time to combine them. Pour the wet ingredients into the bowl with the dry ingredients. Stir them together gently. Remember, we don't want to overmix the batter. A few lumps are perfectly fine. Overmixing can lead to tough waffles, and we want ours to be light and fluffy. And there we have it. Our batter is ready. We've combined our wet and dry ingredients, and we're all set to make some delicious waffles. We're now ready to start cooking our waffles. It's time to bring our waffles to life. Now grab your ladle or measuring cup and gently scoop the batter onto your preheated waffle iron. Be careful not to overfill it. We don't want any batter overflowing. Now patience is key. Let the waffles cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. The aroma will fill your kitchen and you'll know they're ready when they turn a golden brown and are crispy to the touch. Safety first though. Use a fork or tongs to carefully lift the waffle from the iron and transfer it to a plate. Repeat this process until all your batter is transformed into delicious golden waffles. And now for the final touch. Let's crown these beauties with your favorite toppings. Perhaps a dollop of whipped cream, a sprinkle of fresh berries, a drizzle of syrup, or a pat of butter. The choice is all yours. And there you have it. Delicious homemade waffles. Enjoy!